My twin sisters planned to make me a girl. Jacob and Emma had always been a dynamic duo. As twins, they shared everything: looks, interests, and a knack for getting into the most unexpected situations. But none had been as outlandish as the one that unfolded during a lazy weekend, spurred on by a simple, yet wild, dare from their friends. It started innocently, as most things do. Lounging around after a day of hanging out, the group teased Jacob and Emma about their uncanny resemblance. Honestly, Lizzie mused, you two are practically clones. I bet you could swap places for a whole day, and no one would even notice. Jacob snorted, shaking his head.
Yeah, right.
Like I could ever pass as Emma. Emma, however, looked intrigued. Her eyes sparkled with a mischievous glint. Actually, Jake, Lizzie might be onto something. With a little makeup and the right clothes, I bet we could totally pull it off. It could be fun. Jacob eyed her warily. You really think I could just take over your life for a day? Why not? Emma grinned, already mentally crafting a plan. Think of it as a challenge. I'll transform you into me, and we'll see how long it takes for someone to catch on. Jacob hesitated, a swirl of doubt clouding his thoughts. I don't know, Em. What if people figure it out? Emma waved away his concerns. Come on, Jake. What's the worst that could happen? It's just one day. I'll be you, you'll be me.
Easy.
With their friends egging him on and Emma's relentless persuasion, Jacob finally caved. Fine, he muttered, smirking. But if I get caught, this is all on you. Emma clapped her hands, practically bouncing with excitement.
Deal.
You're going to make such a convincing me. The next morning, Jacob woke with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The dare was set, but he wasn't sure he was ready for what lay ahead. Emma was already in his room, her energy palpable as she rifled through a bag of clothes. Rise and shine, sis, she teased, tossing a neatly folded outfit onto his bed, a pair of skinny jeans, a floral blouse, and, much to his horror, a set of undergarments including a bra. Jacob grimaced. Do I really have to wear all this? Emma laughed, rolling her eyes. Yes, Jacob. If you're going to be me, you have to commit. That means everything, makeup, clothes, and yes, the bra too. An hour later, Jacob stood in front of the mirror, struggling to reconcile the image staring back at him. Emma had worked her magic. His hair was tucked under a sleek bob wig, his face transformed with makeup that smoothed his skin, widened his eyes, and gave his lips a soft pink sheen. The outfit completed the look, making him appear undeniably feminine. I look like you, Jacob murmured, turning his head to take in the full transformation. Emma beamed, her excitement bubbling over. Told you. You're basically my twin. Well, you already were, but now it's like a mirror. Jacob felt a strange mix of pride and anxiety. He resembled Emma so closely that he momentarily forgot his own identity. This is insane, he whispered, half in awe, half in dread. Come on, Emma said, pulling him toward the door. Let's see how well you do as me. Stepping outside was surreal. Jacob had always been comfortable in his own skin, but now, disguised as Emma, every move felt amplified. The world seemed to watch his every step with a keen eye. Emma had given him a crash course on how to move, speak, and act more like her, but as they approached the school gates, Jacob's heart pounded. The familiar building suddenly felt foreign, and he wondered how he would navigate a day as his sister, without slipping up. Would he blend in, or would someone catch on to the ruse? Only time would tell. As soon as they entered the bustling hallways, Jacob was thrust into Emma's vibrant world. It didn't take long for her friends to swarm around him, their faces lighting up with smiles and laughter. Emma, you look absolutely adorable today, one of them exclaimed, pulling him into a warm embrace. Jacob froze for a split second, unaccustomed to such displays of affection. He awkwardly returned the hug, plastering on a smile. Thanks, he murmured, his voice pitched just slightly higher, praying it would pass as Emma's. Throughout the morning, Jacob found himself submerged in Emma's life, swept along by her friends' chatter and jokes. The way they treated him was a stark contrast to what he was used to. Emma was the center of attention, effortlessly charming and charismatic, while Jacob typically blended into the background. Now, he was at the heart of the action, immersed in gossip and lighthearted banter, which left him both nervous and unexpectedly thrilled. During lunch, Sophie leaned in close, her eyes glinting with curiosity. "So, Emma," she whispered, "what's going on with you and Ryan? Are you guys a thing now?" Jacob nearly choked, scrambling to recall who Ryan was. His mind blanked until Ryan himself appeared, strolling over with a confident smile. "Hey, Emma," Ryan greeted, sliding into the seat beside him. "You free after school?" Jacob's heart pounded as he fought to maintain his composure. Maybe," he replied, his voice wavering slightly. He shot a glance at Emma, disguised as him, who grinned and winked from across the room. "You're so going to regret this," he thought. The day unfolded with surprising ease. Jacob navigated Emma's social circles, survived her classes, and even handled gym class without a hitch, though he silently thanked the universe they weren't required to change clothes. With each passing hour, he grew more comfortable in Emma's role, surprising even himself with how naturally he adapted. What Jacob hadn't anticipated was the enjoyment. He was beginning to appreciate the confidence that came with being Emma. People noticed him, listened to him, and reacted to him in ways they never had before. For a brief moment, he wasn't just Jacob, the quieter twin. He was someone vibrant, captivating, and undeniably present. By the time the final bell rang, Jacob felt an unfamiliar sense of accomplishment. He had fooled everyone, and he couldn't deny the rush it gave him. Emma pulled him aside after school, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "So, how was it? Survived my life, huh?" Jacob hesitated, trying to articulate the whirlwind of emotions he had experienced. "It was different, but kind of exciting, too. People treated me, well, they treated me like I mattered, like I was someone worth noticing." Emma's expression softened. "Jacob, you've always mattered. Maybe this just helped you see it." Jacob nodded, the weight of her words sinking in. The next day, he returned to his usual self, but the experience lingered. The newfound confidence, the attention, it had awakened something inside him. Emma, ever the observant twin, noticed the subtle change in her brother. One evening, she nudged him gently. She began, "If you ever feel like doing that again, just for fun, I'm game." Jacob turned to her, surprised but touched. "You'd really be okay with that?" Emma smiled, her eyes filled with warmth. "Of course. You're my twin, Jake. I'll always support you in being yourself." That night, as Jacob lay in bed, he felt a wave of peace wash over him. The dare had been wild, yes, but it had also unlocked a door to something he hadn't known he needed. It was the beginning of a new journey, one that promised self-discovery and freedom, and Jacob was ready to embrace it.